Greetings, citizens of the world. Americans are becoming concerned at the rising violence of extremist alt-left activist groups, the most prominent of which is Antifa. Although the mainstream media attempts to portray Antifa as a moderate anti-Trump group, evidence shows they hold ideological positions far removed from the political center. According to CNN, a large crowd of Antifa confronted anti-Marxist demonstrators in Berkeley on Sunday, leading to a confrontation in which 13 were arrested. As seen on Twitter, Antifa shouted, "No Trump, no wall, no USA at all." Antifa is showing what detractors on the right have long accused them of harboring anti-American sentiment. The chanting, caught on tape, is significant in that it counters the mainstream media's narrative of Antifa being a pro-America group trying to stop the spread of hate. Even Republican politicians have adopted this definition of Antifa following the tragic events in Charlottesville, which left 3 dead. As Breitbart reports, former GOP presidential contenders John McCain, ROS, Marco Rubio, RFL, and former governor of Massachusetts Mitt Romney, R, all criticized President Trump's assertion that the armed Antifa activists at Charlottesville were as responsible for the violence as the white supremacists. After the president placed the blame on both sides, McCain tweeted, "There's no moral equivalency between racists and Americans standing up to defy hate and bigotry. The President of the United States should say so." Romney, who has long been critical of President Trump, wrote, "No, not the same. One side is racist, bigoted, Nazi. The other opposes racism and bigotry. Morally different universes." The images and audio from Sunday's clashes, however, suggest a different story than the narrative adopted by establishment politicians and the media. Conservatives have accused Antifa of being un-American. Can they deny it when they have been caught saying "No USA"? Antifa has followed a model of silencing right-wing speech through the use of violence and intimidation. They justify their aggression by accusing their targets of fascism, hence their name of anti-fascists, which they abbreviate as Antifa, and Nazism. The media rarely reports on Antifa critically. As the words of Trump's Republican detractors show, the media and political class equate condemnation of Antifa with support for white supremacy. But this logic has 2 fatal flaws. First, it mistakenly presumes that 2 entities cannot be morally culpable at the same time. There is no reason to have to choose sides between left-wing domestic terrorists and white supremacists. Both are worthy of censure. But the justification of Antifa is dangerous for another reason. If they are allowed to get away with violence against neo-Nazis and white supremacists, then they can apply those labels to any right-wing individual to persecute their political opponents. This is precisely what took place at Berkeley on Sunday. As SFGate reports, the participants in the anti-Marxist rally were demonstrating peacefully. Antifa then confronted them with their trademark black clothing, masks, and clubs and bats. Naturally, fighting ensued. Antifa operates under the assumption that no matter what violence